Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wise One Channel. I am your host, Lady Karen. I hope you guys are doing well. So we're talking about the Great Divine. Well, much like our ancestors did their own grimoire back then, channel their knowledge. It started to talk to me about how people would write down. Um, yeah, this hoodie that I'm wearing has no association. And probably doesn't want to be in a video with their logo. Doesn't want to be represented in the video. How the amount of travel that we have from one place to another. If you were ghastly sick, how quick you get to the hospital if you have an ambulance. And if you want to go look up info and check some facts, you simply look on the internet and dig more and find supporting information. Um, Writing pretty much elite, but at the same time, those who knew how to write something down, even if it was just um, runes. I also used runes to write, but more to make signas and things like that. So if we look back then, and I was thinking about by then, like yeah, it was. They didn't really have like morgues and graveyards for Christianity. A lot Egyptian had these things. And you had to take care of your dead. And how would you write that? Somebody would teach you, and if you figured you could, you had to write it down. The weirdest thing is they made books out of skin. As strange as that sounds now. And the other things that they just made from the resources that they had, and they used everything because they didn't have trash that we have nowadays. Whatever they had, it was different. So, how to take care of a headache, to plant seeds. What else their life would have to is that they had great wisdom and great technology and these advancements. A town doesn't all of a sudden just sprout up. Buildings don't, automatically sprout out of nowhere. And usually when we come into like those pretty historical fiction pieces, you see the field already established where you're taught reading, writing Latin, and they're taught, but nowhere and there's right available. You pass it down in a book. The things that you need to build these, like, oh, look, the cool thing that I discovered when I perfected my art of blacksmithing. Teach. The thing is, they were dying faster than sometimes. They could die for any number of reasons a lot sooner than your grandma showing you how to crochet. So writing things down for those who could, those who had resources and things where they made their own paper or wrote it down on cloth or wrote it down on grandpa's old, the skin. So I wrote down all these things that I wanted to pass on, and while they discovered it, they'd write it down in their own. If they didn't want anybody else competitively to get it secretly, they'd write it down. This is your family's books, how your family, this craft. This is what my grandma taught me, and the little minions just old enough, and you teach them how to read and write. So we're going to make a wisdom book. It's not like more or anything. It's where we pass down what we learned, um, and what we know, and what will come in handy, especially since our children have that attitude. Mommy and daddy don't know nothing. And I had that attitude growing up. They don't know nothing. The things that I could have learned, things that they don't teach in school, just cover fluffy pieces in school, like, oh, here's general history of your country, the way the wind of the battle rotate. So writing the wisdom you have from your family, the thing to do, and the children need their own wisdom books, but writing down things that you know, things taught your children, ones that by the time they're old enough to go, oh wait, I have this problem. How do you solve this problem? Write it down in a wisdom book. And then I'm also going to be writing a cookbook for my kids. So wisdom of how you do this and how you do that. And they don't have to follow it. It's not like you have to. It's what worked for us and our family due to our circumstances. And having that is a way for them to study past, their family past, their culture, their heritage, the way we just did things. It doesn't have to be this is because we're last name insert here, da 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 da. Now, it just had to be learning the benefits like loyalty, learning just what we do, how we cook, when we things that pertain to us, and maybe some wisdom that you caught from other people, like your great grandma used to do da 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 da, and just put it in your wisdom book. Just take as much pieces of wisdom that you have found that can refer to later. Things start to like, oh yeah, how do you crochet? Because now I want to learn how to crochet. Like before it was stupid. Everything like they're like, I'm like, I'll make one for you. They're like, no, I want a store-bought one because culturally that's their survival. They're bombarded with so much television, but with this inflation, they're gonna be like, how do I read a pattern? What do I need? And you can write you get a pattern, look at the pattern. You may not understand these numbers tell you if or not numbers, but this info tells you whether it's knit fabric or how do you tell? Just in case something happened to the internet, they can look it up on the internet, but it'll be fun to hear it from you. Wisdom book may be useless, it may be useful. You never know, but it's there. It will be there. So today I was going to write in wisdom book. I was going to write about a lot of, oops, that you can't see it, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, get that before why is that? Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're writing out our wisdom book. That's what the wisdom book is. That's what we're doing today. And last night I dreamt it. It seems so ridiculous now that I'm awake, but obviously my subconscious thought it was important to write down about making your bed. And I was like, oh, that's so corny. But obviously, there's a divinity that's telling me, my subconscious, my inner divine, the great and powerful, the great entity, the great divine, the great power that is more than all of us, or the sum of all of us. Small steps. Yeah. So it's this cutest little melted my heart. The end of it, and I'd like to put that first instead of wait, because there's still patients. We have ADHD and spirits. So, and the understanding I have been told that there are two types of people in this world: one who bed, one who don't make their bed. And so last night, my divinity, my subconscious just wrote this beautiful entry in this book that just floored me. It's like the spirits in my, creative art. They said that there be no longer two people who either make their bed or don't make their bed. There be one type of person who is just lucky enough, one type of terrestrial, not even a person, one type of terrestrial who's lucky enough to have a bed whether or not they make it. I'm like, oh, talk about unifying, people. Having a bed is, or a place to sleep is something we seem to universally understand from what I can. So I'm gonna put that down. These are just I have just a regular notebook. We're gonna translate it into and redo it into a nice one time. But what you have, if you're typing and that works for you, we're gonna type. If you have just a scrap of paper that you're gonna put together in a notebook or a scrapbook, you just put that together too. But yeah, so let there be only one type of sure. How in the world do you spell terrestrials? Because I'm US and I have to. Oh, last night the full moon. So this was inspired by the light of the full moon. Okay. So let's learn to spell terrestrial. Terres, like in rest. Child. I am on terrestrial. And that's in these margins. Uh, oh, I'm gonna grab my phone stand. So apparently this was important to me. Type of terrestrial. It's fortunate, right? Fortunate to have a bed and sleep. Or not. Or not. They make it. And no longer whether or not we divide two types of people. We can't divide the world if we could help it. We want to unify the world. So, and you sorry, trying not to show the logo, but it is completely soft. And, bed. You rise out of bed. Make your bed if you know how. You know how. If you have a bed to make. If you use your area for more than one, what do you call that? One, more than one use. If you use your area for more than one use. Okay. Like you have a single room area you want to make your bed so that you have the space to move around and other stuff. So like studio apartment. If it makes you feel good, makes you feel good, and if you need a small accomplishment, small accomplishment to start the day. Yeah, this one. If you have the ability to make the time. I wish I could do the one shot on another angle. I don't have all that fancy equipment to show you, so you could see me writing it down as I speak about it. Yeah, this is a draft. One book. I'm probably going to date. Take it lovely for dinner and, date it to what? 5, 5th and Monday. Why is it so hard to see the? Oh, let me see if I can find the date. Yeah, February 5th. If you have the ability to make the time, whether or not you have time is mostly do you take the time to do something. Don't make the bed. Bed. Don't make your bed. If you feel that alone, determines mm, those people like make your bed. You'll be a good person. You'll have good things that follow. You'll be, afterwards you'll follow, and you won't be so clumsy. You won't be judging. If you feel like you are judged, whether or not you are a good or bad person, based on whether or not you make your bed and you have these accomplishments and you have the world, those who make their bed have more time. They are all these qualities of they're going to follow through on a project. They're going to, being judged and judging others based on whether or not they make their bed and whether or not they're good or bad people can't be healthy for your own mindset, let alone anybody else's. On let's see, don't make your bed. If you're just gonna get back in it. Going to get back in it. Like there were times where I'm in my bed and I just like within half an hour just went back to bed. It's not the greatest thing in the world to do, but if you're chronic, no sense of it. If you don't want to use energy that you might need later. Some people, they only have so much energy throughout the day, and they're going to put it all in making the bed. It'll be hard to use for other things. If you don't know how, or why you should not justify it. Why make the bed? Why do it? You have no reason to make the bed. Don't do it. Don't make the bed. Yeah. It stresses you out but if you should. Of all the things, if you're going to be stressed out about whether or not you should make the bed, don't make the bed. Walk away. Leave that bed. It is not an animate object. It is not alive. The bed's feelings are not going to be hurt. And you're the only one that'll know whether or not you made the bed. We have lots of stuff to stress out about if you want something to stress out about. But making the bed should never stress you out. Building your whole life about whether or not you make the bed, that's not self-care. That's your bed's care. And a lot of people, especially in witchcraft, we can make the bed and we can cleanse it with sage or paleo, depending on how well we need to clean it. And we can, clean the mattress like you do the like if you have a steamer or if you have the baking soda, you put it up there and you vacuum that up. And then there's ways to clean the bed, and doing it benefits your health and those things. But if you never make the bed, make sure you clean your bedding and sheets. You don't have to make it. I mean, you could sleep on it, just a mattress. That doesn't bode well with me. That rubs me the wrong way to sleep with it with just the mattress. I've done it, but it doesn't feel right for me. I'm not going to tell my kids or my family that they have to make their bed. They're just, but cleaning the bed is pretty important. That is to your health. But aesthetically, if you're building aesthetics and it's the thing in a room, people aren't like, if people see your room and your bed is not made, them being judgy is their own problem. And that's the thing that like me seeing a bed without sheets on it, without this fitted sheet or the layering, that bothers me, and that's mine to deal with. I'm not like, who cares? It's their bed. They're the one that has to sleep on it. I don't have to deal. I don't have to be on their bed without sheets. So I'm not going to put sheets on their bed if it's turning around. Don't do it. I don't care if it bothers me that there's no sheets on the bed. Don't make the bed. It's stupid to make the bed if you don't want it. If you don't want it made, if you don't care, if you don't have the energy, you don't want to. If it stresses you out, don't do it. I mean, that's my problem to deal with. If I'm being like, oh my gosh, there's no. That's for me to deal with. That's not on you at all. That's not your problem. That's not your responsibility in making me feel good about whether or not your bed has a sheet on it. Not your responsibility. So they can just kiss your ass. It's not rude. It's rude of them to make judgments on you. Just to let you know. Honestly, take a deep breath and go, it's fine. And if it bothers them that much, I always offer, oh, go ahead and make it. Thank you. Thank you for offering to make my bed. Thank you so much for making it. I mean, if it bothers them that much, somebody offered, hey, make my bed. Okay, I'll do it. I've been a housekeeper. I've been, my mom was a military brat, where one of the things that she taught us was how to make a bed. I can't quite do the quarter thing, but I'm pretty close. My quarters, I haven't bounced high, but they've done a little. Well, yeah. So, yeah, I can make a bed. It's not a problem. I can do it in like under a minute. But the wisdom, Gary Divine, I can come to terms with the fact that your bed all on my own. I'm a big girl. It's fine. Some people just don't have their bed made, and that is fine. That is not a different type of person. That's a human being. That's a terrestrial. That is somebody who lives on the planet Earth. And just live with it. It's fine. You know, what it says about them, what it says about the person making the judgments. Because if they're doing something in there that, that's the problem. If they're doing something in there that they shouldn't be doing, that's on them doing the things they should be doing. That's not because their bed is or isn't made. I mean, come on, people, we are potentially so much better about not judging people. I mean, especially, who cares? I mean, if it bothers you that much, offer help. Offer to help them. Be like, I can make your bed. Here, why don't I make your bed? And if they consent, that's the other portion. They have to consent. And they consent and say, yeah, sure, that'd be fine. Thank you. Um, yeah, by all means, make their bed. But yeah, yeah. So that's my wisdom. Last one that I got about whether or not they should make the bed. I mean, can you unify people more? The fact that something that happens in a closed room that I don't understand why people are hanging out in other people's bedrooms socially other than romantically or family wise. I just have my kids get to the point that, hey, I need to get your sheets to wash them. That is the priority. Their bed has crap in it that they've colored in there, that they've done their stuff in there, that they, have a whole bunch of wild. I just need to get to the cleaning, or they need to be able. My one of my middle children. I need you to be able to get your sheets and everything into the washer and dryer. That is the part that is healthy. So it's not that whether or not you wash your sheets, whether or not you wash your bedding, it's whether or not you make your bedding. That is the part of the wisdom that is in here. And that's the next part is washing the bed. So the next part of the wisdom would be how I wash the bed. Because that's a mystery. The thing that I grew up, I didn't know that you wash the bed. You just put a top sheet on there or a fitted sheet on there and whatnot. And like, but then I had children. And you know, you throw the pillow in when you drool on it because you had a really good night and there was medicine or you were sick and you just throw the sheet in, you were sick, you cover all your but when it goes through the sheets and you got that protector on, the protector is pretty cool. But every so often, um, like where is your mattress protector? Yeah, so it's not how it got to be to that thing. The door, because otherwise you're so hung up on judgment, you can't get to the things that need done, and it ruins your life. It ruins your ability to have, divinity uh, faster or easier, you know, or between your power of divinity and power link yourself with the great divine. It's more difficult. It's rougher. It's not a smooth and silky, lubricant way of just when you have that judgment in your way, being judgmental or being judged. I've had to clean the bedding. That would be the next part that I would write wisdom book is how to clean the bedding. Wash the sheets and the blankets and the pillows. And unless you have down pillows, down, like the feathered pillows, that's a different story. That takes a bit. It's easier with if you have the money, which most of this wisdom is because I didn't have money. You have to use a special bag where the air can get to the wet feathers, because if those wet feathers stay wet, the pillow is ruined. So you have to take the feathers out and put them in a special bag where the air can blow them all dry, or you have to figure out how to individually dry all the feathers before you put them back in the pillow. The mattress, you can use I use like the shampooer, like the steam shampooer or steam machine they use on the floor. There's an extension, long one for the furniture. You can use one of those and then dry it completely because you don't want mold or mildew on your bed and mattress. You got to clean the mattress after the sheets are off. For those who are precise with, for whatever reason, sleep deprived and you're trying to do all this stuff, sometimes things don't make sense. And there's lots of 101 reasons, different reasons for a different amount of people, because there are different people for every amount of. There is more than one way to do something. For every way there is a person to do it. Trust me. So when you take the sheets off and the bedding off, and the pillows off, you have completely just the bed. Air out Febreze when you're all done. Febreze or odor and fabric. Way of doing it. You can do when it's completely dry to get rid of odors, baking soda, and let that sit for so many hours so that it absorbs, or charcoal or newspapers or something with scent absorbing agent that you can remove off the mattress. So if you can get it to absorb the scents, cedar, I don't care, mothballs, I don't know, but to get, I don't know how mothballs shake, absorb, but you gotta absorb the smell, the scents to get it clean. Bleach, you gotta be careful with bleach. To bleach your bedding. I've never, because you have to be able to remove the bleach because you don't want it to burn your lungs, or to smell the bedding. But steaming is really good. Another way to clean your mattress, besides steam, because I was fortunate to have a steam cleaner. Not everybody has a steam cleaner or a shampooer. And the dry borax. You wet some borax and get it and spray it and scrub it in. Some mattresses, scrubbing kind of takes up off the. You have to be gentle into a spot that's inconspicuous. I mean, if you scrub it, sometimes the bristles will bring up some of the intricate details on a mattress. Flipping your mattress for those that need flipped every so many months. Yeah. And yeah. So talking about like our bedding, I'm like, yeah. So a lot of times you also want to keep bedding an inch from any touching anything. I usually like it all secured like a small wrapped up thing, but it's better if you're an inch between the wall, an inch between, each side, so it's not touching anything. Just that's my wisdom. That's it's interesting. And raise it up off the ground if you can. But if you've got a sleeping mat or an air mattress or whatever, people sleep on different things. Hammock. Sometimes I wish I could have a hammock so that I could just take it off the hook and throw it in the wash. So nice. Sleep swaying and swaying. That's my dream bed because it's really hard to have a romantic bed, but it's a hammock. I don't know how that works. But yeah, sleeping wise, I love beds that are different than just. I like my bed on the floor. But that's not exactly healthy, I guess. My fiance has like getting down and out to back problems and stuff because the bed being on the floor. I'm like, I just roll stuff up, roll stuff up. I would rather be able to put it up, put up the bed, put the bed down, like get it out of the way and use this space for other things. Let's see, what other things? I wish there was a way to wash your feet before you get into bed. The fact that my kids just jump into my bed down and then you end up with all sorts of stuff that's just like I could see why they have slippers in Japan. When you take your shoes off and you put your slippers on. Yeah. Yeah, they live healthier and longer. But yeah, cleaning your bed, let's see. And then afterwards you clean your bed and go back to bed if you want to or need to. And then yeah, but cleaning your bed weekly, your bedding weekly. It's important, I say, clean your mattress monthly or bi-monthly, depending on if you've got one of those protectors. You may not have to clean the mattress. You may just have to clean the protector weekly with your stuff. But I do recommend those pillowed protectors. If that's something that you go for, something that suits you, like you financially have the means to obtain one, or somebody gives you one, or because I don't like the plasticky um plasticky covers. I like the pillow protectors where you can't tell there's plastic under there protecting your mattress from you just being a regular human being. Nobody has to know if their eyes are all the things. Oh my gosh, our human bodies do. It's fascinating. And you should be able to, in your own home, do what you can't suppress the human body being a human body. I don't understand how people think that it never happens. I go, so somebody gave me a down pillow, and I'm like, how do you clean this? Because I hadn't known, because I hadn't had any before. And he goes, why would you clean your pillow? I'm like, does this man never drool? Does this man never spit? Does this man never had a bloody nose? I haven't had a bloody nose. So, yeah. So, okay. I've never had a bloody nose, but, bloody noses, spits, obviously. You fart in your room. And for the same reason why, some people want their toothbrush heads covered, even though that doesn't stop everything. It's just, even if you have the sheet, it's just nicer to clean your pillow. I mean, I've worked in cleaning retirement home, and yeah, their pillows, some of their pillows have been older, probably older than me. Don't do that. Do not do that. Change out your pillow. Take the filling out of your pillow. Don't that affects your breathing. That affects so much. I'm like, come on. Yeah, no. Yeah. You need to clean up your stuffed animals. Just well, yeah, once a week clean your bedding. Clean your pillows, the washer and dryer. Replace your pillows once or twice a year if you're able to. Otherwise, just, yeah. I'm going to let you go because apparently this is dying. And I love you. And I hope you guys have a good one. And yeah, bye. Love you. And I will see you guys. You guys have a good one. Bye.